Already one ticket solidified for Sunday. Ohio State is back in the national championship game. After losing a season ago, they keep their goal of redemption alive. So one ticket punched, one ticket to go. And the second semifinal from Pegula on the way next. Penn State making their maiden Frozen Four appearance and hosting in the same year. Historic day for Nittany Lion women's hockey. Then Wisconsin, their 17th Frozen Four appearance, the most in tournament history. Mark Johnson there for every one of them. Welcome you upstairs, Jason Ross Jr. alongside AJ Malesko. Madison Packer is with us as well. Game 2, AJ, coming up. We got a lot of star power. Let's start with Caroline Harvey, the Olympic MVP. You name it, she's probably accomplished it.
Yeah, and on a team full, a really deep team full of stars, she is the star. Somebody to watch for on the back end. She's redefining the position of defense within the world of women's college hockey. She's really a fourth forward out there when she's on the ice, but she's such an incredible skater that she doesn't give up anything defensively. She's sitting on 199 career points collegiately, also coming off of the MVP of the Olympics in Milan after winning a gold medal. So number 4 in white, keep an eye on her. She's going to drive offense all night long.
Let's flip it over to her Olympic teammate, Tessa Janicki, who leads the way for Penn State, not only statistically, AJ, but also in the locker room.
Yeah, she's a 2-year captain here in State College, Pennsylvania. She's really helped put this program on the map. Her whole class was brought in to change the narrative, change the culture here. And now here they are in their first Frozen Four hosting it. They've got the whiteout crowd here at Pegula Ice Arena as sort of the 7th man on the ice. So it's really exciting time for Penn State. But for Tessa Janicki specifically, she leads the team in everything. She plays power play, she plays penalty kill. She leads the team in block shots, so she doesn't cheat for the offense that she creates. She is also sitting on 199 career points and leads both men's and women's program in that statistic for points in the program. So for Tessa Janicki, she is somebody that carries this team. She's a senior. This is a huge moment for her. She's going to put this team on her back and drag them into the fight.
Incredibly electric talent on the ice tonight. And we have 2 great goalies between the pipes. Ava McNaughton, you see her record this season of the 1.27 goals against average has been phenomenal for the Badgers. So consistent, so steady. And Katie Disa, she told us yesterday, our goal was not AHA champs. It was to get to the Frozen Four. They have done exactly that in front of their home crowd, and we are ready to rock and roll in semifinal number 2 here at Pegula. Caroline Harvey will flip it down into the Penn State ends. Danica Maynard, the AHA Rookie of the Year, will play it on out. Stonehouse tracking after it. She's got 13 goals on the season, tried to put it behind McNaughton. That Penn State student section, always rowdy, a part of the whiteout crowd here at Pegula tonight. The atmosphere is jumping, and everyone's juiced up for this second semifinal.
Yeah, great energy in here right now. That whole section behind Ava McNaughton, the Penn State student section, dressed in white and loud.
Here comes Caroline Harvey, a wrist shot. Handled by Disa, and we will say hello to Madison for the first time. What's up, Madison?
The energy in here, for one, it's electric, hey? We talked yesterday with coach from Penn State about the structure that their team plays with and how they don't want to sit back to start this game. They want to take it to Wisconsin. They don't want to allow Wisconsin to get comfortable. So look for them to get pucks in deep and get their feet moving early here.
Yeah, Jeff Campersall, the coach, and he's been around for a while. He was at Princeton for a long time before this, certainly experienced, but incredible what he's done here at Penn State. They've obviously got a men's team that's been doing really well the last couple of years, and big year this year having Gavin McKenna, but the women are also drawing a ton of attention for their incredible play.
And Coach Campersall just won Coach of the Year as well.
Yeah, you know, I played against Campersall when he coached at Princeton. I was at Harvard and always had a ton of respect for him and how he coached his team. And, you know, you look at this matchup and, you know, what you were talking about, Madison, he has to play this team a little bit more structured. He's got to give them jobs, give them X's and O's, and there's got to be, these players have to know what their job is on the ice when they're playing against this juggernaut that is the Wisconsin Badgers.
And it's not that atypical from what we see from Ohio State, right? Similarly, a very structured and disciplined team. Wisconsin likes to play with creativity and flexibility.
Tilde Fantine, the Olympian for Italy, below the goal line there for Penn State. Stripped away, and now Wisconsin can start their breakout.
from Lake Como, Italy. I got to go there actually on I got stuck in Milan because of the snow, and I got to spend a day in Como. So she's from a very beautiful part of the world.
So you get some good thin crust pizza.
I sure did. I know. I was stuck over there, though. It's not a bad place to be stuck, but I was ready to be home.
He goes down along the boards there, and there's a penalty coming up. Early power play on the horizon for Penn State for the home crowd.
Yeah,
And that was a hard hit. I felt that one between the glass here. That's probably not a penalty.
Number 24, 2-minute minor interference.
Interference, could have been a body check, I think. Either one. It was a hard hit along the wall here. First 2 minutes of the game. Just a little extra as she's going by. I don't think that's a penalty that she needs to take there. And this is going to be a big power play here for Penn State, and even bigger kill, I think, for Wisconsin.
Fantine able to win the draw. Back to Stecker at the line. Butsky, the back-to-back AHA Defensive Player of the Year, over to Roberts. Downstairs. Score! Penn State strikes first.
wow, I felt that celebration in my body. This whole place erupted. What a goal. What a start for Penn State. It's a big one. It's right off the face-off, and that's critical. Winning the face-off, keeping the puck away from Wisconsin. They're a puck possession team, even if they're man down. And then it's just around the horn. How about the play? Just putting it in front of the net. Tessa Janicki recognizing that maybe Ava McNaughton's not holding on right on her post there. Nobody was backdoor. Tessa Janicki wasn't passing to anybody. That was simply to try to see if Ava McNaughton was awake.
Penn State, the underdog, up 1-0 early on Tessa Janicki's 200th career point.
Well, you know, I was going to say one of the big things for Wisconsin was going to be to try to get a goal early, get this crowd out of it, take any confidence that Penn State has, but instead, and I thought Penn State just wants to get to the first intermission at zeros, but even better to have a 1 on the board.
Kirsten Sims fires. That got blocked off a body in front. Out of the corners, the student section is absolutely rocking here at Pagula after the opening goal from Tessa Janicki. To the point that both of you made, Coach Campersall talked about surviving the first 5 minutes, surviving Wisconsin's speed, but they are now thriving in these first 5 minutes. Pass nearly picked off by Fantine there, trying to hop back into the zone, knocked off the puck by Venucio. Back there with Harvey. Harvey, long feed ahead. Up to Lacey Eden, 75 points in the season. Eden just took a big hit into the wall. She gets up, no call.
I think Eden sold that one a little bit too.
Yeah. Now to the circle. It was Potter who tried to center. Puck went between Burbatenko and Eden. Eden kicks back in, fires, goes high. Eden 75 points, led the WCHA this season. Have Cassie Hall out there as well, who's been absolutely phenomenal from a goal scoring standpoint her entire career, especially this year. Up to Potter. Now over to the left circle there, and downstairs it goes off the feed from Jungles. Supremely talented defensive player, Jungles. And it's cleared to the line, but not out by Fantine. Good hold there by Potter. So Wisconsin not done yet on this shift. On a second effort, Penn State does clear. And an icing call here.
We've had a good, hard, physical start here from both teams. You see a nice hit here on Eden. She wanted a call, a little from behind, but I like the non-call. I agree with AJ. I think she sold that one a little bit. And then later, Wisconsin, right after that, had a big hit behind the net, so they're letting them play.
Well, you know, but you go back to that first penalty, and you said it with Pekenhagen. She took that penalty, and Madison, you said that was a bad penalty to take. It's now really looks like a bad penalty that early to give up a power play goal.
Yeah, for sure.
Wisconsin has 33 wins on the season. 2 of their 4 losses have come when the opponent has scored first. Venucio down the wall. She'll play it around. Penn State trying to break out here. Couldn't do so. The strip and a shot held onto by Disa.
Mark Johnson has been around for a long time. 23rd season in Madison, and you know, you played for him, Madison. Actually, Madison Packer, Wisconsin. I mean, you had to play for the Badgers with that name. Come on.
There it is. He's one of the best, in my opinion.
He's a player's coach for sure. Players love playing for him. He's creative. He's
Edwards to the backhand, scores! Beautiful move by Layla Edwards to answer her Olympic teammate Tessa Janicki with the goal to tie it 1-1.
That is the response the Badgers want. They are an incredibly poised and experienced team. And how about Kirsten Sims finding a breaking Layla Edwards? Layla Edwards is known for her blistering shot, but there's no question she's got great hands. And watch her right from this play. She recognized that, and then they lose her. All eyes, all the guys wearing blue are looking towards the puck. They lose sight of Layla Edwards. There are a lot of players on the Wisconsin team. You don't want to lose sight of them, and Layla Edwards is one of them.
And the patience with the puck there, to step around the goalie, hold on to it, that's a beautiful goal.
Layla Edwards, if people remember, she's been a forward here. She led the nation scoring a couple years ago, but she played defense for Team USA, did great in Milan, obviously won the gold medal with Team USA, but played defense a couple games back after that, and Mark Johnson really likes her at forward, and I actually agree with Mark. I think I talked to her about it because I played forward in the Olympics and then I played defense, so I made that transition, and it's hard, and she did a really exceptional job with it. But when you look at the way she plays forward, her strength, her power, her size, her shot, that's where she's the most effective in my opinion.
Retakes fit it out in front. I've heard you talk about how the gap control at that level, so challenging.
So challenging, and I asked her in Milan, I said, what has been the hardest thing, knowing exactly what my answer is. She said the gap control. I said, yep. My teammates said, can you get this? I'm so sick of these girls.
They give you a little nostalgia there.
Yeah, exactly. Just nostalgia or not, just finally, just get it.
Here's Cassie Hall, wrister. That's him off the skate of Tulak. Hall with 24 goals in the season. Now trying to break through here. That was Outwater, who has 24 goals herself this year for Penn State. Gorbatenko, fresh off the hat trick against Quinnipiac in the win last week to get to this stage. Now Fantine goes cross ice. Good start for her in that line. She and Nicole Hall spent some time after practice together yesterday working on different things. On the ice with Vaslet. Now the Wisconsin forecheck is on. They create a turnover. Finley McCarthy, the Montana native. Up to Harvey, walking the blue line. Got knocked off the puck by Fantine. Tried to make a move around her. Fantine said no. And Wisconsin has to tag up.
So deceptive and shifty on her skates. So deceptive and shifty on her skates, but I like that play by Fantine to just take her body, not look at the puck. She's got, now there's a, like, continuing on a little bit. Keep an eye on Fantine and Harvey.
Fantine gave her a little elbow back. There's Janicki back on the ice for Penn State, who scored the opening goal. A little over 2 minutes in if you tuned in late. Been a lot of fun action so far. Up and down, Stonehouse has 4 goals in her last 5. Out there with Roberts, 22, and the blue and white for Penn State. It was also very key offensively for them. Fantine, a little pirouette at the point. Down low for Stonehouse, 13 goals total on the season. Layla Edwards tried to break her way through. This play is offside.
Shot after the whistle there. Penn State's not going to like that.
Wow, electric start. Mentioned we have Olympic talent on display tonight, and plenty of it. The first one came from Tessa Janicki. Got this crowd absolutely rocking. Then Layla Edwards with a quick answer. 1-1 in this Frozen Four semifinal.
The heat is on here in Happy Valley at the Frozen Four. Look at this, right before the puck dropped, you've got Abby Stonehouse and Kelly Gorbatenko going at it at the draw, and then a big hit there, Stecker on Lacey Eden. And then you got Fantine, who steps right up, freshman Fantine stepping up to senior Caroline Harvey. So there is physicality. Only 1 penalty called so far on Wisconsin, and that was the power play goal that Penn State has on the board. I like the physicality, and you know what? I think that's something that Penn State's going to have to do to play with, to keep this game, keep them engaged, and sort of throw Wisconsin off of their rhythm.
Madison, are you impressed with Penn State's speed down there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just gonna say to AJ's point, there's no love lost down here right now between every face-off, every passing to the bench, that they're slapping each other, slashing each other, chirping. So these ladies are into it.
Absolutely what you love to see and hear down there in this semifinal. Penn State on the home ice in their first ever Frozen Four. And they couldn't ask for a better start with that Tessa Janicki power play goal. Layla Edwards, the answer. Roberts puts it into the Wisconsin zone, and she'll hop off the ice. That top line gets a change in for Penn State. Now we get a whistle coming behind the play here. And it looks like we have another Penn State power play on the horizon.
Amy Potter is complaining about something. Mark Johnson doesn't seem to like it. And I don't know what happened behind.
2 minutes, high stick.
High stick behind the play, but she skated off to the bench. Skated to the penalty box even before the whistle blew.
Yeah, there were some pleasantries exchanged there between Potter and Janicki. And Janicki maybe might have said something she didn't like, gave her a little shove, but Potter just clips her up high on her way back.
That actually, I think that she's lucky. Potter's lucky it's only 2 minutes. That was a slash across the head.
Yeah.
So now Penn State's power play goes back to work. Keller centering pass, shot from Christian. Oh, it got through! Penn State strikes again on the power play.
Ava McNaughton is talking to the linesman right away. Linesperson, so is KK Harvey. She really wants this blown dead when she has it, but it's a good play right in the middle. A little tip. Ava McNaughton has it right here. She wants the whistle blown, and Stonehouse buries it. Christian celebrating before it even goes in. It looks like Harvey might be asking for a replay.
Well, that's why you play to the whistle. I don't know, AJ. I'm not going to claim to be a rules expert, but the whistle isn't blown. The puck looks loose, and that's the second puck 5-hole. And soft, in my opinion. McNaughton probably wants that one back.
Yeah, listen, it's hard. You want to protect your goaltender. She's in a vulnerable position in terms of the splits there, but yeah. I love the fact that's what you coach your players to do. Go to the net, play to the whistle. The whistle wasn't blown. There is a rule that if the ref intended does not look like it will be challenged. It's 2-1 on 2 power play goals for Penn State. But to finish that thought, that if the ref intends to blow the whistle, that it would count. And let's hear what our rules analyst Dave Jackson has to say about this.
AJ, I completely agree with you. I don't think that was a bang-bang play. You go teach your players, you go hard to the net until that whistle goes. That was a bang-bang play, split second. I like the call, good goal. I don't think she had it long enough.
Thanks, Jax. Always like to hear from somebody who wore the stripes for so long, because obviously usually we're complaining about you, Jax. So thanks for the info. Not you, the ref. Never you.
Well, the Penn State student section is loving it, as you can see behind the net of Ava McNaughton there. Up 2-1 now, and the 2 power play goals. A little friendly fire there as Fentine accidentally ran right into Janicki. Now they'll head back into their own end. Wisconsin gets a change in. Electric start to game number 2 of our 2 semifinals here. Room through center ice and a clean entry for Stonehouse, who just scored that goal. She went skate to stick there and put it on McNaughton. Holds on.
I think for Penn State now, big key is to keep testing McNaughton. She's rattled after that. Obviously, she's an incredibly experienced goaltender, has done a lot of amazing things in the world of hockey, just coming off of being a part of the Team USA gold medal run in Milan. But letting in 2 power play goals like that, Penn State's got to keep challenging her.
On the opposite side, you have Katie Disa, who's now back-to-back KHA goaltender of the year. So you're giving her a 1-goal lead to work with. And Penn State fans more than enjoying how this has begun with their all-star goalie between the pipes on this end of the ice as Roberts made a nice play. Now she'll flip it out. Janicki on the move. Doesn't need a lot of space. And it's stripped off her stick there. Looking right into the eyes of her Olympic teammate Caroline Harvey. It's going to be fun when those two are out on the ice at the same time. Harvey paired up with Jungles, a pairing that's been together for 3+ years.
And the whole defensive core for Mark Johnson is the exact same defense he had last year in their championship run.
And it's such a talented D-core. That pass picked off by Potter, roaming in all by her lonesome as Piekenhagen is the trailer. Nice move, sharp ankle shot, and Disa able to hold on.
Potter becoming good chance there for her after taking that high stick call. Again, I'm a little surprised there wasn't further look at that, just because it was a two-hander across the head and a frustration penalty. So for Wisconsin, you saw that early Pekenhagen penalty, and then that one. The discipline is going to be the name of the game for the Badgers as this game progresses.
Potter trying to split her way through traffic and did. A wrister. A nice play from Lady Potter, who has 9 goals this season, career high. See there, second time allowing 2 power play goals in the game. Mentioned the discipline. They are typically very disciplined, and they are typically very good on the penalty kill. They're #1 in the nation on the penalty kill, but that #1 in the nation penalty kill has given up 2 early power play goals.
And not even halfway through the first period, they gave up those 2 PPGs.
A rare sight to see. Pekenhagen entangled in back of the goal, and stripping it away there is Leah Stecker on the move. Nice connections out to center ice. Keller left it back. Fortunately for Penn State, fresh off the bench is Danica Maynard, the AHA Rookie of the Year. Will send it the length of the ice. We get an icing call.
Yeah, it looks like to me like Penn State is, we talked about the physical. There's overt physicality that we've seen along the walls, but the messaging from Jeff Campersall and his staff, you can see him giving them a little pat on the back here, but it's just get them off balance. Little pushes here and there, get them frustrated, get in their kitchen, as they say.
Not afraid to do that so far. Been chippy, it's been fun, it's been physical.
Good keep there on the line. Jungles.
She just makes all those little plays.
Yeah, you know, Harvey gets a ton of attention, well deserved, as she should, but nice to have a partner too that she can. That was Venucio. I'm sorry, I stand corrected, but they do a lot of good things too.
Here is Outwater, one of the elite goal scorers for Penn State. Mentioned she's got 24 goals this year, 40 points on the season. We talked to Caroline Harvey yesterday, and she sung the praises of Vivian Jungles and just how consistent her D partner has been. As do we get a call? No, that's interesting.
Edwards got away with it.
Yeah, she did.
And that was a retaliation, so I understand she was frustrated, but usually the retaliation is what's called.
That was nearly a 3rd power play for Penn State.
And you know what? From my angle, I think the reason they didn't call it looked like she gave it a little hop there. Little
Sold it.
Yeah.
And it was sort of a retaliation, as I said. So I get that they want to play. You want to see this game 5-on-5, but still they got to keep control of it. The refs.
Long shot from the point comes in off the body of Disa. Springs back out to Jungles, who's with Potter right now. Up to the point again. Looking to get it through traffic. Penn State trying to clear. They do. How do you both feel about Penn State, the time and space? It feels like they're trying to take away from Wisconsin right now, which is so much easier said than done.
Yeah, that's a really tall task, but they do seem to be just getting them a little bit off balance, and that's all that needs to happen right now is get them out of their rhythm.
And they're taking care of the puck.
Speaking of taking care of the puck, strong on it is Roberts to the corner, one of the leaders in the locker room for Penn State. Oh, a centering pass. Stonehouse put it out in front. Intentions that time for Janicki, who's out on the ice right now with Roberts. That top line. Great effort from Roberts there. How about that? Wisconsin bench wants a call. They don't get one. Penn State goes back to work. In behind the goal, emerging out is Janicki, who's got 1 of the 2 goals today for Penn State. Tight area work in the corner goes in favor of the Nittany Lions again. Making a change while they're in the O zone. Here's Roberts, cross seam. Couldn't quite get it through. Sprawling effort from Potter to keep it from getting over to Stonehouse.
Good zone possession, just tired legs for Penn State, so good work by Wisconsin, recognizing, get a quick transition, go on offense.
Pekenhagen in the corner. Battle 2 aside there. Penn State staying right in the midst of those battles. Down the wall is Venucio from a defensive position. Calling for it there was Murphy. Instead, doing a lap around the O-zone is Venucio. Off the tip in front from Pekenhagen. Another big save by Disa. Still 2-1 Penn State. Now they'll have an opportunity to clear their zone. They do just that. Student section still very much rocking to the left of us. Van Teen couldn't corral it. Murphy back in. Sticked aside by Disa again. Eden with her 75 points. Emerging out of the corner. Stalked over there by Outwater. Showcasing the edge work, Eden. Up to the line for Harvey. Speaking of good edge work. trying to move past Atwater herself. Dancing at the point. Now she'll stroll the blue line. Bumped off her stick though by Atwater. With her 24 goals this year, Harvey did well to get back.
That's what Harvey does so well. She's able to be a little riskier because she's successful with it most of the time, but when she's not, she's a good enough skater. She can always get back.
Up to the line, but not out. Good keep by Harvey. Took a hit from behind by Fantine. You said it. Keep an eye on those two. And then Harvey gives her a little push back.
Yep,
maybe some words. Hall moving in with space. Hall waits, fires, blocked out in front. Good play by Tulak. Follow up in. Oh! Trying to do a 360 sprawling in the crease was Disa. Couldn't quite see where the puck was. And now getting out of the Nittany Lions up the right side goes Janicki again.
They missed another one. Gorbatenko there. Her stick is what knocked Penn State's goalie off balance there.
Yeah, she spun around.
Just stuck Disa in the chest.
Fast, furious, and very physical action so far in semifinal number 2. Such a rarity to see Wisconsin give up 1, let alone 2 power play goals, the #1 penalty kill in the nation. And that happened in the first 10 minutes. Potter has had a good start to this game. She'll try to play it out, couldn't. Penn State not making anything easy on Wisconsin right now. They forced a turnover. Nearly, it was able to take it back there. Shapovalov, the talented freshman from Czechia. And now the rebound spills out in front. This puck's gonna go all the way down. We get a whistle and an icing call.
Action at both ends of the ice and physicality. I love it. These guys are, I wish I could hear some of the chirps. Madison, if you hear any good that are safe for TV, let us know. I wish I was a better chirper when I played.
I know, I wish I didn't have this class here. I'm thinking about popping the little camera hole out. But yeah, they're going back and forth.
See a little line change here too. You got Tessa Janicki going out with 2 different wingers. They are going to get number 15 out as much as possible for Penn State.
Her first Frozen Four game. They actually bid to host the Frozen Four. They put in the bid during Janicki's freshman year. And now fast forward in her first Frozen Four game here in State College. She scored the opening goal. And here she is making nice moves across the line to her backhand against Harvey. Put it in on McNaughton, who will cover up. She's been so impressive so far.
Yeah, Disa leads the country with 12 shutouts. Obviously no shutout here so far, but she has stood tall against the onslaught of the Wisconsin Badgers on a tip. And you've got Pekenhagen, who's all alone in front, and then you'll see Gorbatenko comes through trying to get into her, but just gets a jab right in her midsection. Could have been a spearing call. It's a dangerous play, especially for a goaltender.
That's what they're playing for this weekend. One more ticket left to Sunday's national championship game. Penn State in their first Frozen Four off that faceoff was able to get a puck on McNaughton again. And up 2-1 right now with 3:43 to go in this electric first period here in State College. Jason Ross Jr., AJ Malesko, along with Madison Packer. Finley McCarthy broke up that entry on his second effort. Bassett looking to move in, went tumbling down, lost her stick in the process. Here's Harvey, leads it out. Up the wing for McCarthy. She'll fire, and it's held on to by Disa. 2-1, Penn State up, dwindling minutes of the first period.
Welcome back to the Frozen Four. I'm here with Coach Campersall. Coach, you talked about wanting to have a fast start. You didn't want to sit back. If I'm you, I'm probably pretty happy right now. What do you like from your team so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we have a lot of energy. This crowd is amazing, absolutely electric, which is helping us out. But getting that first goal was huge. And then, you know, we've taken off since then and try to stay with our good habits.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Campersall said yesterday to all of us, he wants to skate right with them, not defer to them, and they have certainly done that and more with 3:11 to go in this first period. Penn State cross-ice feed. Roberts fires, no save by McNaughton.
I every save that McNaughton makes right now, she's getting more and more comfortable. She's obviously, the stats speak for themselves, what a phenomenal goaltender she is. It's unusual for her to give up 2 power play goals early on in a game especially, so now you can see her getting more and more comfortable. Great feed across. Roberts not quite able, she could have opened up and taken that as a one-timer, may have been more effective, and instead had to go backhand, forehand, and allow McNaughton to get set.
Venusia will survey the scene with under 3 to go in this first period. Another good play by Roberts. Gorbatsenko on the ice right now for Wisconsin, coming off the hat trick. Got multiple hat tricks this season, a 4-goal game as well. Cassie Hall trying to pry it free. 2 dangerous goal scorers, Hall and Gorbatsenko. And Eden out there as well. Another dangerous goal scorer and one of the best point producers in the country all season long. Caroline Harvey will sweep back. Point shy of 200 for her career coming into today, her spectacular career.
And co-led the Olympics in scoring as a defender as well, so just put up amazing points, goals and assists, power play. Team USA, she was the driver of offense as a defender.
Olympics MVP, her second Olympics. We have 2 different Patty Cass finalists in this game, Tessa Janicki and Caroline Harvey, as Edwards moves in, fires wide. Edwards, the lone goal scorer right now for Wisconsin. That beautiful move to her backhand out in front, just so patient. Buck got past Shapovalov to Kirsten Sims. Now Edwards, they go tic-tac-toe. Shapovalov out there with Sims and Edwards, and now here's Harvey cruising around. They give her a lot of freedom, and rightfully so. Buck went off a body in front. Over to Outwater, who's attempting to get it out, and she does. 1:08 to go in period 1. Sims, nice backhand play. Tapped out, they have to retreat again. Sims, of course, had the instant classic game-winning overtime goal in the national championship last year against Ohio State. Putter, beautiful move. Couldn't quite put that past Disa. 46 seconds left in the period. Couple of good shifts from Wisconsin. They come flooding back in again. And right a shot. Disa pops down the rebound. 36.2 left in this period as Wisconsin starts to get something rolling here on these last couple of shifts.
And Penn State's for sure getting a penalty on this one. There might be more than that, but Penn State for sure is going to sit. There's a hit here at the back, but here, nice 2-on-1. Doesn't pass it over, gets a good shot.
Yeah, Disa really, she did a good job finally corralling the rebound, but gave a little bobble.
2 minutes for getting up to the whistle.
And the penalty came on the backside of the play. Again, just an unnecessary penalty, especially with 36 seconds to go in the period.
And carrying a lead here. This is a big kill for Penn State, and I mean, Wisconsin has got a frightening power play. They have so much skill.
Looking at a ridiculous 34.7%, first in the nation. Here's Harvey over to Sims. So many toys to work with on this power play. Here is Sims' shot, blocked out in front, good clear by Outwater. This power play, of course, going to bleed over into the second period.
You watch Sims, she's the distributor. She sets so much up, and it's Edwards who's the trigger. Obviously, Harvey can do it all, so, but that's who you're looking at. Sims is looking to feed feed Edwards for the big bomb. But you never count out Caroline Harvey from quarterback position.
Shapovalov, the new addition to the power play this year. 7.2 left. Big face-off coming up between Janicki and Eden. Big face-off win by Janicki to try to get Penn State at least to the locker room, but still have some time left on this power play that will bleed over into period 2, and it is a 2-1 lead for Penn State. Well, let's head to the studio, and Natalie and the crew, what a first period. House, Penn State up 2-1 in game 2 here of the evening, trying to punch a ticket to play Ohio State on Sunday as the teams take the ice for the second period. We welcome you back upstairs. Jason Ross Jr., AJ Malesko, Madison Packer with us as well. A fast, furious first period of action, AJ. There was a penalty at the tail end of that period. Layla Edwards called for interference. So we're going to get a minute 24 of 4-on-4 time, then 36 seconds of power play time after that. What'd you think of the first period?
Well, it was physical, and you look at Wisconsin. They had a power play based on this play right here. Nicole Hall for Penn State. It's an interference call. It's the right call by the ref. There's a puck there, and then she just steps in the play. Physical, tough play. But then right at the end, seconds left, Edwards stops skating. Stonehouse does not stop skating, so Edwards steps in front of her there. I thought it was an interference call. They called hitting after the whistle. So that's just an undisciplined play by Layla Edwards. She's back there helping quarterback the power play, but thought the clock was winding out and then got a little nervous at the end and ended up stepping into her. So now 4-on-4 for 124.
Ice will open up, and a lot of talented skaters out there. Speaking of talented skaters, Tessa Janicki will take the puck at the game's opening goal on the power play. She'll curl it over the Wisconsin line, leaves it off. Got the return feed on the give and go. That time, Danica Maynard, the freshman and AHA Rookie of the Year. Over the line cleanly is Cassie Hall. She'll pull up and fire. Rebound spills out on this fresh ice surface. Over to the wall. Opens up for Outwater. 24 goals in the season herself. Jungles and Janicki in a foot race to the corner. This period picking up right where we left off in the opening period. Up and down. Caroline Harvey was frustrated in that opening period. Her and Fantine exchanging words and checks. Now another wrister goes high and wide, this time from Eden, the leading point scorer for Wisconsin. .30 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Over the Penn State line, Cassie Hall in the vicinity, now she has it. Goes cross ice, settling it down is Potter, who had a good first period. Sims was taken down in the corner. 14 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Both Penn State goals came on the power play against the #1 penalty kill in the country. Penn State gets a quick change. 2 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Looking for Sims there on that long feed. So now, for Penn State, little power play time to work with. And they've already scored twice in the power play. Janicki at the first one, stretches out. 19 seconds left in the Penn State power play. Hard will play it out, a player who returned to the lineup late in the season for Wisconsin. We're on the brink of being back to 5-on-5. Interesting to watch this Wisconsin team just not have a ton of time and space to work with, because they seemingly always at least make it look like they do with how talented they are. As we get an offside call. Let's go down to Madison for more on Wisconsin.
Well, I think that's about as uncharacteristic of a period of hockey you're going to see the Badgers play. Coach Johnson's not much of a yeller, but he knows how to motivate, and I'm sure he had a message for the girls between the periods there. That's not good enough. In my opinion, they were focused on a lot of the wrong things there. In that first period, they were frustrated. They took penalties, so I think it's a little better start here already to start the second, but certainly they have to clean up a lot here if they want to win this hockey game.
They got to show some discipline. It's cleaning up different things. The fact that they're under pressure, they're not used to playing from behind. They're not used to being under duress, and it's a good challenge. They are an incredible team in so many ways, and they've proven it time and time again under Mark Johnson with different personnel. So there's no panic if you're a Badger fan. I mean, these guys are good. They know what they're doing. They know how to score. They score in bunches. They lead the country in goals scored per game.
Exactly. It's that panic factor like you talked about, AJ. Staying in control. As Coach Muzz would say from Ohio State, respond, don't react.
Shapovalov in over with Sims. Sims pulls up, tried to go across the ice. Speaking of no panic, there was 18.9 seconds left on the national championship clock last year when Kirsten Sims tied the game on the penalty shot goal and won it in OT. So this program epitomizes no panic as Caroline Harvey swings it over to her best friend Layla Edwards, then slides it up to the line for Venucio. Long shot, went off a body in front. Going over to get it for Penn State is Micah Keller. 33 points on the season for the freshman. But a multiple freshman on the Penn State team with 30-plus points this year. On the move is Grace Atwater, sophomore. This Penn State team has so many good upperclassmen, but the underclassmen as well have contributed immensely this year to this winningest season in program history for Penn State.
And this senior class is going to go down in history for them. I mean, everything they've won has been with this class leading the way.
Speaking of that class, it's led by Tessa Janicki. She's in the corner there, plays it up to Roberts. Looking for Lacey. Eden got through. Eden with a step to her backhand, poked away by Disa. Eden recovers, gets it back, a wrist shot. Another save made by Disa. Battle for it, spills out to Jungles, who fires, held on to again. And the crowd gives not one, not two, but 3 cheers for Disa.
Yeah, Disa's surrounded by the student section, and how about this play too? Lacey Eden gets fed by Caroline Harvey, and it's a great play too when you look at Leah Stecker coming back. Just disrupts enough, doesn't take a penalty, but just gets her stick in there and puts Lacey Eden off balance. And of course, Disa is there to poke it away.
Stonehouse goes across the rink for Janicki. Dangerous duo on the ice right now with Roberts. Tulak and Butsky back there in the defensive pairing. Those two so steady and consistent. And out there while Wisconsin counters with Niekenhagen, Picard and Potter. Here's Jungles on the move, mobile on defense, drops it off. Here's Picard, fires off the body of Disa. Then fanning on the follow-up attempt was Potter. And it'll be counterattack time for Penn State. Couldn't quite connect the pass there to Nicole Hall. The re-entry here for Scannell on her backhand, held on to by Disa. AJ and Madison, this crowd right now for Penn State, if you're playing with the lead, just the energy behind you, what does that feel like down on the ice as a player?
Oh, it's electric, and they've got like a little white out going. You've got the white everywhere. The whole student section is in white. They had the big sign before the game making fun of the Badgers. So this is an atmosphere, my understanding, unlike what they typically get here for the women's games at Penn State. So this is awesome.
They booed the Wisconsin band even when they walked in. So it's been on since about an hour before the game.
When Penn State hosted 4 years ago, but Penn State did not make the Frozen Four that year. We had a good crowd. It's a great hockey town, a good arena, but much better to have the home university here playing.
The men's team made their first Frozen Four last year. Now the women's team following suit with their first Frozen Four this year. Long pass got passed up by Levova. Down for an icing call.
Well, Kirsten Sims thought she was there, and she has an argument. It was close, but tie goes to the defender. Tessa Janicki, who had such a great Olympics, so fun to watch her play, watch her work, the way she plays. It's not even the production, it's the way that she plays along the wall, the way she sets people up. She really does play the right way.
Patty Cass finalist along with Caroline Harvey and Abby Murphy. Here's Layla Edwards. Oh, a big collision over the middle there. Ran right into Caitlin Roberts. Roberts still doesn't have her stick. Now she'll go and try to pick up her twig, but looks a little shaken up. She re-corrals it, and meanwhile it's Stonehouse over the line to Janicki. Roberts hops off over to the bench. Edwards still out there, leaves it off. Gorbatenko on the move, fresh off the hat trick. Talked to her yesterday. Her smile is just beaming the entire time. Picking it off the wall, neatly was hauled, and she goes tumbling down into the corner. Morrow, freshman on defense for Penn State, will play it all the way down, and Jungle settles things down with her key partner Harvey of 3+ years. Harvey goes down, she won't like that, and there's a penalty coming up. Wisconsin looking to get the extra skater on, they do. 6 on 5, now being it out in front, touched up. And a little extra after the whistle. We probably anticipated that coming. Jungles and Vaslin. Vaslin will head to the box.
Penn State 19, 2 minutes.
So the tripping call on Vaslin, and now Wisconsin goes to their #1 power play in the country. 34.7%, ridiculous.
Coach, maybe not the start you wanted to the first, but a much better start here in the second. What was the message to the group between periods?
Mostly just relax. I mean, they came out, they had a start that they wanted, got the crowd involved, and now we just have to try to gain the momentum back.
Great, thanks.
Wisconsin to the power play. See if Mark Johnson's team has the answer in the form of a potential game-tying goal. Penn State unblemished, by the way, this season when leading after the first period. Edwards will feed it over to Sims. Now up to Harvey, back to Edwards. Side of the net. Shapovalov hanging out down low. They get it to her. Looking for Eden, instead defers over to Sims. Now Harvey. Harvey waltzes in. Rister might have been looking for a tip in front. Clear. Long feed, trying to catch Penn State potentially in the change there of the penalty kill unit. Penn State, though, gets the fresh legs out. Harvey waltzing down the wall. Harvey! Off a stick. That shot never got through. Cleared again. Nearly halfway through period 2. 1:08 to go on this Wisconsin power play.
This Penn State bench, you guys, is just all positivity. Back taps, butt taps, every time someone comes off the ice.
Shapovalov hanging out in the corner. Will dish it back up to Edwards. Harvey, a blast! Goes high and wide off the end boards. Karam settled down. Penn State looking to hook it up against the dash to kill some time off here. Instead it scores free. 40 seconds left. Up to Sims. Looking. Edwards, one-timer. Scores! Her second to tie the game.
Beautiful pass. Kirsten Sims all the way across to Layla Edwards. The distributor Sims over to the trigger person Edwards and right in. What a shot that is. She had a one-timer earlier, missed the net, short wide, and here, I mean, we talked about it earlier. Sims is the passer on this power play, and I love that Edwards goes right to the student section and celebrates in their face. I love the swagger that Layla Edwards has.
Looks like Penn State's going to challenge for offside here. Layla Edwards looking on, 198 career points. Her family in the building today.
Her mom, Sharon Edwards Gray, of Fit Check fame in Milan. Here's a look at what we're... There, that's what we're looking at. Is Lacey Eden's skate across the plane in the air.
A pretty clear look of it there.
Dave Jackson, rules analyst. What are you seeing here with Lacey Eden lifting that skate up?
AJ, from that angle, it's impossible to tell. The second angle we just saw, I think, is much better from the one over the blue line. As long as she's breaking that plane, we're good. This angle here, it needs to be backed up a little bit, but that's the angle we need to see.
So right there, this is the question. Right there as the puck crosses, it looks like Lacey Eden, number 6, it looks like her skate does stay over the blue line. It does not need to be in contact with the ice, correct, Jax?
That's absolutely right, as long as it's breaking the plane.
Good work by Lacey Eden, by the way. She's trying to get out of Edwards' way on that zone entry, give her a clean look, but understand that as she moves her skate, she's got to break the plane. Nice that they're sitting next to each other on the bench. Good for us to see them. Here we go.
After video review, the play was onside. We have a good goal.
So the Wisconsin fans celebrate as the defending national champs have tied the game at 2.
Jax, do you see anything interesting there? Anything surprise you?
No, I'm a little surprised. Based on the angle we saw along the blue line, it was fairly obvious that her skate was not fully breaking the plane. Now, the rule was changed several years ago where the skate had to be actually touching the ice. But, I mean, it's been this way for a number of years. I'm not sure if there was confusion there as far as when the challenge was made. It looked pretty obvious to me that that skate was not fully breaking the plane.
And you just got to wonder who Jeff Camper saw. The video, which angles they had. There's so many different looks and angles. So depending on what he or she was looking at, to give Jeff Campersall the suggestion to challenge. But regardless, 2-2 game here on Layla Edwards' second of the night.
And I think some of that, AJ, just in overhearing what was going on down here, is a discrepancy in understanding of the rule.
That might be what Jax was talking about, that it used to be on the ice.
Janicki in with Stonehouse, and the save made by McNaught. In a fast up and down game, you saw Penn State speed there, which has been apparent throughout the entirety of now 1.5 periods in. So track Ava Murphy back. Penn State time to get a change in. Now Gorbatenko over the line. As Hall with her. Just every name you say on the ice for Wisconsin is dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, Harvey put it inside of the net. And Hall there. Now can Penn State get it out? They do. Good play there from Outwater. Harvey goes right back in though. Slip it down the half wall. A race for it over there. Maynard tried to get it. Able to clear. AJ, that Wisconsin power play, they just kind of expand and contract your penalty kill so much, and you have to respect everyone. So tough as McCarthy moves in. Centering pass, settling it down. Pinkenhagen. Penn State couldn't get it out again. On a second effort, they can skate it out with room. Nice stretch pass. Edwards, trailers, Picard. Oh, a shot that goes high. Picard went crashing in.
I mean, anytime Layla Edwards gets ready to shoot, look out. She's got a cannon. You see that also, that Harvey up to Edwards, the two of them, best friends off the ice, roommates. They do everything together, but you can see them connect too. That long stretch pass is a calling card of the Wisconsin Badgers. Penn State, you notice, is a little more chip plays, a little more off the wall, just simple plays, get it out of the zone, put it into space, try to use your feet. Whereas Wisconsin loves that neutral zone stretch.
Those two friends connect again here. Harvey to Edwards. Edwards drags and fires. Issa hangs on. Layla Edwards putting on a show in this Frozen Four semifinal. Her second of the game comes on the power play. The one-timer beats Disa, picking the top left corner.
Let's go, Wisconsin. Congratulations. Shout out to you all. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to see you perform. You've done all the hard work. Special shout out to my girls, Layla, KK, Simsy, Ava. You guys rock. Just do your thing out there. Let's go, UW, on Wisconsin. Go Badgers.
Hillary Knight, that is so cool. Two-time national champ, the 2011 NCAA tournament MVP as well with Wisconsin. Her Badgers have tied it at 2 thanks to Layla Edwards.
Teammate of Hillary Knight's just a few weeks ago in Milan. You mentioned those Badger accolades at Hillary Knight. She had a pretty good career when she graduated too. 5-time Olympian, all-time Olympic scorer, and did a lot for teammates with Layla Edwards, KK Harvey, Kirsten Christensen, and Ava McNaughton.
It was so cool hearing the players talk about their experience, and Tessa Janicki's out there right now as well, another one of their teammates. On the Penn State side today, though, and Layla talked to us about how she was inspired by meeting other Olympians in different sports. Mentioned the figure skating team as well. They got to make TikToks with Alyssa Liu, her, and Caroline Harvey. That was pretty cool, speaking of TikTok.
It was fun, too. We had Jason and Kylie Kelsey were over there working with us at NBC, and I was with them at breakfast the morning that they were going to have Layla on their podcast, or on Kylie's podcast, rather. and they're from the Kelsey brothers are from Cleveland Heights, so they had a whole GoFundMe to help get the Edwards family over to Milan. So it's an amazing story with Layla. And then her sister Shayla actually played here. They won a title together too, with Wisconsin together.
It's beyond cool. All the storylines flooding through this Frozen Four. Under 9 to go in the second period of what is now a tie game. It was Penn State that scored first, lit this crowd into a frenzy. Wisconsin answered. Penn State answered right back, and now the Layla Edwards counter in the second period on the power play has us at 2 apiece.
We heard Mark tell Madison that they scored early, got the crowd into it, and now they just got to settle in, relax, try to play their game and take some of the momentum back, and they certainly have done that here in the second period.
Madison, is the temperature definitely a little more positive on the Wisconsin bench now?
Oh yeah, I was joking with Coach after that interview. I said, at 35, you still scare me. But the energy down here, it's good from the bench, but it's also rocking in the student section right now.
It sure is.
Now here comes Penn State again. Into the corner goes Butsky, trying to beat Murphy there. Bouncing puck, Venucio couldn't settle it down. Outwater will keep it in deep. Penn State getting a change in, partial change. Shapovalov trying to get it out, couldn't. Outwater fires, fended aside easily by McNaught. Here's Venucio, Toronto native, sophomore. Play it down the ice. Wisconsin gets a change in meantime. Held in by Harvey. Now she'll walk into the circle. Mentioned her freedom offensively. Puts it to the slot. Got it right back. Good second effort to keep it in deep. Battle ensues. The battles have been physical, chippy, and emotional, as they should be this time of the year.
Even saw, you talk about the freedom of Harvey. You had Enright playing back on the point because Harvey was basically playing as a forward. So when you're on this team, playing a forward, you always have to be ready to be back and fill in lanes, because KK Harvey is so creative, so offensive that you don't know where she's going to go, but you know she's going to do something good.
Matthew Tkachuk compared her to Bobby Orr.
That's right. He did. He watched. He was blown away by her. Both Tkachuk brothers were. We had him on the headset for one game, and just they loved the women's game. Had a blast.
She's got the right jersey number for that comparison.
That's right.
There is Harvey right on cue. Spin it down the wall. Gorbatenko physical below the goal line. That little play allowed Scannell to just chip it out in front, and then Gorbatenko still entangled behind the net. We get a call. It's Maynard down there. Yep.
Both going.
They were entangled with each other for what felt like a while there.
Wisconsin 7, 2 minutes cross check. Penn State 27, 2 minutes for holding the stick.
We saw Gorbatenko get away with one early in the game, the first period of the spear down against the goaltender for Penn State. So now they get a matching. It's going to end up being 4-on-4. Lots of ice for these very talented teams. More ice for more skill.
Not gonna lie, I smile a little bit when we get 4-on-4 in a matchup like this.
Yeah, I agree.
It is fun. Speaking of fun, Janicki fires off the stick of Potter on a play.
I agree. When you have this skill out in the ice, this speed, you just have more ice, more things can happen. Potter's giving it to Janicki.
Harvey's gonna come on the ice along with Jungles.
They're still going at it.
Yeah, here it is. Janicki gives her a little shove, and listen, that's been going on both ways. The refs aren't calling that. That's just the gamesmanship after. Both teams are doing that.
Second time we've been 4-on-4 today.
What about somebody made for 4-on-4, KK Harvey?
Absolutely, like a video game out there with her at 4-on-4. Here she comes right on cue. Has Hall to her left. Off the stick that time with Janicki, her Olympic teammate. Now Janicki will play it out. Outwater on the move. 24 goals this season. Here comes Outwater trying to get a shot off. Back defensively with Jungles, who again just does all the things that may not necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but help her team out immensely. Here is Harvey, who fires and is held onto by Disa.
Outwater had a great look there going in, but all three of her teammates changed. So she was 1-on-4, did the best she could, but luckily held on so that her teammates could complete the change so they weren't caught shorthanded on the ice.
Sims and Maddie Christian going to take the draw here. One back to the corner, Leah Stecker. Deliver it around. Oro, her D partner, will drop it off to her. Under a minute to go on the 4-on-4. Sims is trying to take it right back. Stecker with 20 points in the season, career best, will head out through center. Dangerous spot to turn it over though. Waiting to get onside there was Sims as Edwards enters the zone. Now Edwards will drag it back. Edwards looking, Edwards to her backhand. Lost it, then roams to the corner. Pumps it up to the point, Murphy on a cross. Here is McCarthy. Put into the slot there at intentions for Sims. Edwards is so dangerous in that left circle. That's where she scored that last goal. She'll roll to the slot though here. So patient as well. She'll wait for that shooting lane to open up.
She does, and she changes the angle too. She draws it, she's tall, she's 6'1". She pulls the puck in and can change the angle, and still her release is lethal.
Micah Keller with it now as Matilde Fantine jumps on the ice. The Olympian for Italy.
She was very noticeable in the first period, been a little quieter here in the second.
Absolutely. Gorbatenko drags it over the line. Harvey there, another good keep for her. Beautiful play down the wall, so Eden can put it in deep. Shapovalov battling in the corner. She'll claim it right back. Shapovalov around the net, wraparound bid. Oh, she scores! What a goal! Adela Shapovalov!
Shapovalov with a wraparound solves the goaltender here, who has been so solid. It comes in, it just deflects a little bit, just a hair off of Fantine there. You know, you look at Shapovalov and what she's been able to do, and she's just putting it in front. It's sort of a good bounce for her, but I love the work she does behind the wall to use her body, use her reach, use her length to get that puck in a dangerous area.
She's been fantastic since the Olympics. Mark Johnson said really gained confidence playing for Czechia. That's her 5th goal in the last 5 games.
I love that play too. I think the wraparound is one of the most underrated and underutilized plays in hockey.
She's one of those like speedy, creative forwards you watch, and you add a little confidence, as Mark Johnson said, coming back off of a run with Czechia in Milan, and that's a pretty good combination for production.
Yeah, and he said the most exciting thing about her is she's gotten better and continues to get better, right?
Does she fit right in with this system as Penn State rolls through center with Janicki? Nice move to her backhand. McCarthy lead feed for Eden. Speaking of crafty and creative. So then the Lions now needing to answer for the first time down a goal. Sticked aside by Disa, one of the best goaltenders in the country, but facing a flurry right now. The speed of Hall. Hall waits and fires. Great save by Disa. Really came out to the top of her crease that time. Janicki put a shoulder into Eden. That allows for Stonehouse to break out.
Good job by Stonehouse again. This is the second time in 2 shifts that she's been out there where people are changing, and she delays and allows her team to change. And although a little errant pass there, they kept the zone.
Approaching the final 2 minutes of the period. The Wisconsin fans now really making their voices felt here at Pegula. That last goal, somewhat of a silencer in this building. But Penn State in their first ever Frozen Four, of course, a lot of fight left in them. And still a lot of hockey to go. Down a goal for the first time, though, today. The Penn State student section with some counter chants back at the Wisconsin fans. Connects Racing with Outwater here, the sophomore from Ontario. Put it across. Wrister there from Vaselit, springs wide. Juicy Karam up to the point. McDonald there to hold it in. Go right back in deep. Outwater, some good personnel on the ice right now for Penn State from a goal scoring standpoint. Puck got underneath the stick of Sims. Now claiming it right back in is Maynard. AHA Rookie of the Year moving in. Roman to shoot. Oh, right off the mask of McNaughton. Has to shake it off a little bit.
Oh, that was a bullet, too.
Great strong play to the middle there.
Heck of a wrist shot that time from Maynard, who's got 9 goals this year. Now we get a whistle, a call, and will this be a Penn State power play?
Looks like Sims is going to the bench. I go to the box.
Wisconsin number 27, 2-minute minor trip.
And it looks like Sims was reaching for the puck, but doesn't get any of it. Instead, just takes out her feet, and that's a tough one with less than a minute to go.
So Penn State going to the power play. Crowd anxiously awaiting here. Down a goal, 47.5 to go in the second period. So this power play going to carry over into the third period.
Big face-off win there for Wisconsin.
Picard is one of the best at the dot for them. Won that draw. Butsky, who QBs this power play, will leave it off here. Janicki on the move through center ice. Scored the opening goal of the game on the power play. Penn State with 2 power play goals today. Rare to see 2 power play goals against Wisconsin this year. That was sent back to a vacant point, so it'll track Butsky back. Wisconsin conversely with the #1 penalty kill in the nation, but a little shaky today. 13 seconds left in the second period. Cross ice feed, Janicki, their leader in goals, leader in points. Here's Robertson, couldn't quite get that through. Spills back out, Janicki with 1 second left. And that'll do it for period 2. A 2-goal period for Wisconsin, and they're able to take the lead 3-2 into the third. Let's send it to the studio. 3-2 Wisconsin with their first lead of the game after the latest goal in the second period. Start of the third period on the horizon here at Pegula. Period away from finding out who's going to play Ohio State in Sunday's national championship game. Welcome you back in, Jason Ross Jr. alongside AJ Malesko, Madison Packer with us as well. AJ, 17 frozen fours for Wisconsin. You and Madison both talked about no panic for them. We saw no panic in that second period.
Yeah, it wasn't a great start for Wisconsin. They looked a little off balance, and then you have Mark Johnson, who has been there. He has done that over and over and over again. So he was able to settle them between periods, and now you go in the power play, and here's Kirsten Sims and Layla Edwards go to work. It's a give and go. Layla Edwards asking for it back. She's got a rocket of a shot, and Sims puts it right where she wants it, and that gets the game tied. And then Chapovalov, hard work behind the wall, behind the net. She picks up her 3rd point of the game. That's her first goal, but she has an assist on the first 2, and that puts them up 3-2.
Take a look at the stats from that last period in Wisconsin. 33-1-1 when leading after 2 periods this season. Penn State unblemished when they lead after a first period this year. They led after the first period, but turned the tide in the second period in favor of Wisconsin with the 2 goals. Layla Edwards, along with Adela Shapovalov on the wraparound. That was a beautiful goal. Now Penn State with 1:13 left, though, on this power play, bleeding over from the second period to see if they can cook something up here with the advantage. See the faces of these 2 sides, potentially one of them a period away from a ticket to Sunday. Crowd has been juiced up the entirety of this really electric matchup between 2 incredibly talented teams that have worked so hard to get to this stage.
You know, we were talking about the 17 times here, the Frozen Four for Wisconsin. Obviously not these players, but Mark Johnson has been a part of all of them. There is a real confidence in that for these players, even if they weren't around for all 17 of them, most of them were not. But to know that this guy's been there, that he's done that, he's got the presence, he's got the wherewithal, he's got the calmness on the bench, and I think that goes a long way for, and Madison, you played for him, you've been here, you've been in this position with him on the bench. He has just an incredible poise about him.
He just doesn't panic, he doesn't yell, it's just always calm, and there's never too high, never too low, so I think that keeps the composure on the bench from the players, and also his support staff and Dan Cook and Jackie Crum. They've been there, they've been a group of coaches for a while together, so I think, like you said, AJ, the experience and then also the confidence in just knowing that basically just about anything that they're going to see, they've seen.
Yeah, you know, when we got a chance to talk to him yesterday, he talked about coaches always say trust the process. He said the challenge is in trusting it. When things don't go well, how do you respond? And he says as coaches, we always look, are we consistent in our practice habits? Are we tracking better month to month? So he's really got a way about him with his coaching staff. He knows it's not going to be perfect from September to March, but the end goal is to be playing on Sunday, and he has done it more than any other coach in the NCAA.
And it's interesting, he mentioned also in our conversation with him that in this being his most tenured season, obviously, it's also been the most difficult with all the challenges that they faced with players, you know, schedule conflicts for the Olympics, the rivalry series, etc. Their team, maybe more so than anyone, had to deal with absences and players in and out of the lineup for long periods of time.
Well, yeah, they had the most players in Milan. Of course, I don't think anybody else in the NCAA is feeling too sorry for them that they've got 5 Olympians on their roster. But yes, losing some of their key cogs for the month of February, had to shuffle some things. He said it was basically a team within a team for that month.
Now this Penn State power play goes back to work. There is a bad spot on the ice. They clean it up. A little too much water. So Janicki curls back in over the line. Under minutes to go now on the Penn State power play. Up to the line, held in there nicely by Butsy. Along the wall, Eden will backhand it out and down. Eden produces so much for this Wisconsin team. Maybe one of the things that goes under the radar is she's also a penalty killer for them. Here comes Roberts up the wing. Past Enright. Now was taken down, and another penalty coming up. Murphy got a hold of her.
He didn't put his hand up right away. I was going to be shocked if that wasn't called. Yeah, you got Roberts trying to go around, and Murphy just gets that free hand, that left hand wrapped around Roberts' left hand, and they do a little do-si-do, and it's a holding call.
And I'm not sure what Murphy was trying to argue there, AJ.
Yeah, me neither. Now you've got 32 seconds of a 5-on-3. This is a must score for Penn State.
Golden opportunity, to say the least.
Just from a mentality, I know there's a lot more hockey to play after this, but this isn't a 4 seconds of a 5-on-3. 32 seconds, win this draw, you got some time, and it's a big time draw for Wisconsin too.
They win it. Butsy strolling with plenty of room to pass and shoot through. Butsy gets it back from Stecker. Now go down low here. Roberts has a great shot. Butsy fires off the stick in front. Into the corner. Stecker with it. Has Harvey over her shoulder. 9 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Then they'll go to 5-on-4. Flank pitch and catch in the corner. Janicki, wrister off the body, Eden clear.
Janicki trying to go with a little deception. Everyone was expecting a pass. She thought she might take him by surprise. That's a great block.
It's now 1:20 left on the 5-on-4 for Penn State. Down the goal. And they tied in front of the home crowd.
Big collision there too with Sims.
See where the power play ranks, 10th in D1. This Wisconsin penalty kill is #1 in the nation. Long feed to Christian. Looking to fire. Now rebound spilled out. It was a juicy one. Up to the point. Nice job to hold it in up there from Keller. Now the drop pass. Maynard, crafty skater, trying to slip past Picard over there. Way below the goal line, digging it out is Stonehouse. Stonehouse, a player to watch out for in this power play. She's got 13 goals. Maynard, cross-ice feed, wrister off the skate in front.
Block there, blocked with her stick. Looks like a player went down.
That's Jungles who emerges up. Now Maynard pumps it over to Outwater. Back to Maynard, 18 seconds left in the power play. Wisconsin keeping everything to the outskirts of the offensive zone for now. Shot that didn't quite get through again, and there's the big clearance as the Badger fans have traveled. Very excited. We're going to go back to minute strength as Murphy steps in the box.
Well, a huge reason that this penalty kill is #1 in the country. Obviously, you got a goaltender who is solid, but also all these block shots. Really good blocks by Wisconsin throughout.
Definitely something to mark down, killing off the 32 seconds of that 5-on-3, and then the rest of the 5-on-4, which is about a minute 28 there. There's Gorbatenko in with Hall. Dangerous tandem. Gorbatenko lost it. Puck settling down at center ice. Clean room for Penn State. They'll just dump it in, chase after it. AJ, like you said, a little more chip and chase for Penn State. Maybe looking for that stretch pass more often for Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's it. Wisconsin loves to elongate the ice, right? They stretch out that neutral zone. They've got great vision, especially when you've got the defenders that they have, especially with KK Harvey.
Roberts stripped it free. She drew a penalty last time she had it along that wall. Now here's Edwards, 2 goals today. Lead feed, Shapovalov had the beautiful wraparound goal. She'll pull up in the corner. Freshman from Czechia. And Janicki trying to muscle it out to center. She does. Penn State 33-5-0 this year. They're winning a season in program history. AHA champs again. This will be an icing call. They told us yesterday that was not the goal. The goal was to get here to the Frozen Four.
This #1 penalty kill in the nation for Wisconsin, and it's their trust, it's their poise, but it's also their block shots. That one by Lacey Eden, she's got an offensive flair to her, but she's fully committed on the defensive side. And then another block right here on for them. There are 3 blocks total on that penalty kill.
Now a centering pass, opportunity out in front. Good look there for Penn State. And a hit at the line. Potter went down. Here come the Nittany Lions flooding it again. Outwater, the drop pass. Shot rebound. Oh, back-to-back saves by McNaughton. What a sequence for McNaughton. Puck spills out. Nittany Lions not done yet. Puck dribbles out. Granted, McNaughton for this game still being a 1-goal edge for Wisconsin.
Wow.
And no one can say anything about those first 2 anymore.
Nope. That was unreal.
Saves of the game, back-to-back. Harvey down the wall. Here comes Caroline Harvey. She'll curl around. Maybe thought about the wraparound instead. Does a lap and fires. Rebound off the body. Picard bounces on it. Over to Peakenhagen. Peakenhagen will pull up. Oh, that puck went out. Yep, he'll have to back up. Long feed up to Fantine. Bends off Harvey, then fires. Rebound again! McNaughton the save again! How is she doing this? Oh! McNaughton saves the day for a 3rd time in about a little over a minute.
And as exciting as the goaltending is, Coach Johnson is not happy on the Badger bench right now, shaking his head. These ladies got to clean it up.
Stretch pass, Eden fires, held on to.
Well, when you've got a goaltender like Ava McNaughton, she is a safety net when things start to get a little leaky defensively, which they have. This second one right there, that is unreal how she stretches and she gets out. That looked like it was a surefire goal off the rebound. And then she does it again. A save there on Fantine, sort of bobbles the rebound, but makes good on making that second save. Still 3-2 Wisconsin.
Nadine Musrall, she knows her Buckeyes for the championship on Sunday. The NCAA Men's Ice Hockey Selection Show also comes your way Sunday, 3 p.m. on ESPNU, where only top teams end up. Who's in, who's out, find out Sunday, 3 p.m. on ESPNU, right before the Women's National Championship game.
Do we think she's still wearing her shoes?
Well, she takes them off on the bench. I can see her taking them off post-game. But you win, I don't know. Maybe you just keep them on until Sunday. Madison, when it came to what Coach Johnson wasn't happy about, how would you describe what you were seeing down there in those couple of sequences where Penn State produced some nice chances?
Yeah, they had lots of opportunity. Wisconsin just wasn't picking up set players coming to the net, and I think Coach Johnson, like he said before, they just don't panic, stay disciplined. Those are just lazy plays in front of your net. You got to help out your goaltender.
A couple of mind-boggling saves from McNaughton are the reasons. Still 1-goal edge for Wisconsin. Fires through. Banks off the boards. Sims trying to get it out, and does. Through center with speed and room is Maynard. She'll waltz down the half wall, harassed over there by Edwards. Puck spills out. Now room for Sims, the game-winning goal scorer in the national title a season ago. Play was offside.
We're mixing it up at the bench there. You saw linesperson racing over there, making sure to keep things kosher.
AJ, for Penn State, is it just keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, you know, they've got to stay with their process. And, you know, we were just talking about the calmness of Mark Johnson. I'll give Jeff Campersall a tremendous amount of credit, too. He and Madison, let us know what you're seeing down there, but he's a pretty calming influence as a coach as well.
Yeah, just lots of positivity, not yelling. You know, like I said before, he's patting his players on the back, on the shoulders, just letting them know they're doing a good job. And down 1 goal, they're not panicked at all. This Penn State team believes in what they're doing.
No call there. Puck fended off by Disa. They have played their game, and it has been fun to watch today. The host team for this Frozen Four, their first ever Frozen Four. Battle for the puck there. Micah Keller did some good work, but he gets over to Venucio. Up to the line, Butsy did well to hold it in. Right down the wall goes Fantine. Shadowed by Shapovalov. Up to the line, Rister goes high. Butsy once more will dump it right back in deep. Making Wisconsin battle below the goal line. Nice effort there from Fantine. Step attempt, side of the net. Puck spilled out. Another sharp angle shot from Fantine.
Wow.
She goes down. No call. Fans don't like it. Wisconsin cruises back out. Shapovalov will send it in, then hop off the ice.
It's physical both ways. I'm surprised there wasn't a call there, but you know what? These refs are letting them play, and they're letting them play both ways.
Sense that emotion right from the very start.
I'm actually surprised this period that Penn State didn't come out more physical. Only because the first period was so effective for them.
Puck killed in at the line by Pekenhagen. She'll just throw it right back in deep. Vasilek able to feed it over to Tulak. Penn State couldn't get it out again. Another great play there by Pekenhagen. She's held in at both points on this shift.
Another physical play at the blue line, too.
Pekenhagen hops off the ice. Great chip for her. Janicki. They tried to catch him on that change. Janicki moves in. Sharp ankle shot. Easier save for McNaughton this time. Stonehouse swings it back in. Janicki couldn't beat Jungles to the puck.
Good job by Jungles. Little shoulder check. She saw Janicki coming. Good chance for Penn State. We saw a wraparound goal for Wisconsin. And here you see that it's more of a stuff attempt here for Maya Vasilek, and Ava McNaughton, who has been phenomenal here in the third period, seals off the post and doesn't give her any daylight.
A race for the puck. Gorbatenko with some good hustle. Gets to it. Sends it up to the line. Long shot from there. Sizzles high. Springs back out to Harvey. Able to beat Roberts there. How can Roberts get past this pressure? She does. Able to poke it out. Harvey, nice pass. Tucked it around for Eden, who tried to loop her way. Then around Maynard. She goes spiraling down. Room to roam for Janicki. Over the Wisconsin line. Sticked aside by McNaughton. Took an odd carom over the net of McNaughton at one point there.
I thought it hit the netting up there, but it didn't.
It was Hall who got sealed off along the boards, looking for a stick as she emerges up. Now Outwater takes a tumble. Morrow will have to look around the net, up to Christian. Christian had the assist on the earlier Penn State goal that was scored by Stonehouse. 8:50 to go, period 3. Penn State down a goal. They have led twice in this game. Wisconsin scored the last 2. Coming up on the final 8:46 here in State College.
Well, here in the third period, Penn State has outshot Wisconsin 9-1. So Ava McNaughton has been under much more duress than she was in the second period, and she has been up to snuff. That's a big one. That was the best one, I thought. And then Fantine puts this puck on, and Vasilin tries to bury the rebound. She is stretched. Love the smile. She feels it. She knows she's playing well. Does not like the 2 goals she gave up in the first period. She was on that team in Team USA in Milan. Got just about a minute or 2 of playing time as the third goaltender. So Mark Johnson talked about that. Her coming back, she practiced a lot, but she didn't get any game time. For a starting goalie going into the playoffs when you haven't really had any game time and all the emotion that goes along with it, what is that going to look like? And she has picked up right where she left off, showing what kind of athlete, what kind of competitor she is, and why she is one of the best goalies in the country.
We talked about how much this house has been rocking today. A women's Frozen 4 record, 5,000 fans. So cool seeing it grow. AJ, you've been a part of the Frozen 4 for a number of years.
You know, Dave Fisher from USA Hockey asked me how many. I don't know. I got to look at that. I'm not exactly sure how many I've done, but I did. I'll say this: I covered some when Madison Packer was out there on the ice.
I'm not that old, AJ.
Shapovalov moving it on her backhand. That puck slips wide. Really cool to see this crowd, and they have been in full voice the entirety of this game. Now back over the line, Sims between the skates of Stecker with under 8 to go for Penn State, trailing by a goal. They've had a flurry of chances in this third period, but McNaughton has been spectacular. They have a few more left in them down the stretch. Enright, clean entry. Enright with 8 goals this season, fires it in on Disa. Hangs on.
Talk about the history of the Frozen 4 too, and they hosted here in 2022 when Ohio State took home the title. And Jeff Campersall said that they were asked then, when do you want to host it again? Do you want to put another bid in? Because it's a great place to have it. I'll say State College is a little bit challenging to get to once you're here. It's a great college town, great arena here, Pagula Ice Arena. So he said, you know what, I wanted when this class that I have coming in next year, this was in 2022, when they're seniors, I think we have the best shot of being in the Frozen 4, and he has proved himself right.
Yeah, they manifested that.
Yeah, sure did.
Here comes Eden with Maynard back.
AJ, to your point, I think that's part of what makes this crowd so special, is just this group and what they've built and brought to Penn State.
And their winningest season in program history, Penn State.
And doing well here on home ice, 18-1 this season here at home.
Coincidentally, that lone home loss was a 3-2 score against RIT. They're down 3-2 right now with 6:45 to go in this third period.
And they got to start taking some risks here. I know they have. They've been out shooting them here in the third period. I think that Ava McNaughton has certainly frustrated them. They've had really good looks and haven't been able to solve her since early in the first.
Winner goes on to play Ohio State on Sunday in the championship. Buckeyes with the 5-0 win over Northeastern earlier today. Coach Muzzerall awaiting to see these final 6 minutes and 28 seconds of who will be their opponent.
Yeah, they went out quick. They were up 4-0 after the first period and then scored one more in the third. So certainly a disappointing outing for Northeastern. I think Northeastern's a better team than what they showed today. But Ohio State, they are relentless.
Penn State sticking with their game, chipping and chasing in after it. Buck in front of the Wisconsin bench, poked out. AJ, it feels like when Wisconsin's had a chance to get the puck out of their zone, they don't take more than one opportunity to do that. They get it out when they need to get it out.
Yeah, and they're very quick through the neutral zone. That's been another calling card. I think that's always been a Mark Johnson. Just get it through the neutral zone. Quick passes, long passes, or use your speed too. So they do a good job in transition. There's no question.
You look at the potential head-to-head here for Ohio State against both of these teams. Last year, of course, was another edition of the Ohio State-Wisconsin streak of national championship meetings. This would be a fourth straight if it were to happen, with still plenty of hockey to go. .5:27 left for Penn State. Fantine out there along with Hall, who she has great chemistry with, and Vaslet. They spent extra time after practice working with each other yesterday. See if that extra work can pay off, but a turnover, a giveaway. Eden, the drop-off. Now Gorbatenko in her backhand. Centering pass. Went underneath the stick of Harvey. Oh, a breakaway opportunity. It's Janicki in alone. Janicki scores! Tie game!
But Tessa Janicki, she opened the scoring in the first period, and here she is, and what a good look. Get it up to her, right on her backhand, and then I thought she was gonna run out of room. She felt the pressure. The thing that's most impressive here, she felt the pressure coming at her. She's a left shot. She knew the pressure was coming from on the left side from Venucio. She pulls it and is still able to find that seam just inside the post. What a goal by Tessa Janicki.
Wow, absolute chills. Here comes Janicki again. On her backhand, a shot of McNaughton. Has to make a save. Oh, it's spilled through. Look out, another shot goes high. Off the corner boards and out. Janicki scored the opening goal in the first few minutes. Now she's got the game-tying goal in the final 5 minutes. Here is Beaconhagen.
They've had a tough time solving Ava McNaughton, but Tessa Janicki, those two Team USA gold medal teammates facing each other down. Tessa Janicki pulls it to her backhand, fakes that shot, fakes it, and buries it for the game-tying goal here in the semifinal. Well, Tessa Janicki comes off the bench. She has had a ton of ice time, but she's fresh here on a change, and Nicole Hall heads up play, left shot to left shot. She puts it right where Janicki can handle it, stay on side, and she has a little bit of a runway, although Venucio comes awfully close to knocking that puck. Excellent work by Venucio, really hard work, almost there.
What a goal, what a game. Everyone at Pegula on their feet right now.
This crowd is loud right now.
Women's Frozen Four record, 5,000 fans. Here's Janicki again. They're all on their feet for Janicki. Drops it off. A shot that's blocked by a back-checking Jungles.
They lose their stick in the process, but still gets the pass off.
They kind of took a page out the playbook of Wisconsin on that goal. And now
the long stretch pass, you're absolutely right. I don't think it was intended. It was on this change, and she comes off and recognizes that her team has the puck. She doesn't need to go play defense. So, hey, maybe they can get it to her.
The Stars are out in State College, and they are showing out. Face-off win for the Badgers. Have Layla Edwards and Kirsten Sims out there, along with Shapovalov, who scored as well today. 3-3 game.
And the refs will swallow their whistles right now as we come down to it. They've let them play for the most part.
An icing call here. A ticket to the national championship on the line. 3:37 left.
Janicki just gave me a little head nod and then squirted some water in the skates of Layla Edwards on her way to the bench.
Nice little love tap, we'll call that. We've got the face-off at center ice because the goalie played it even though it was an icing call, so whistle blew when it shouldn't have.
Battle below the goal line with 3:20 to go. Maynard takes a peek over his shoulder. The AHA Rookie of the Year put it out to center ice. Otter couldn't step in cleanly. Maddie Christian has had a great game. She's got 19 goals in the season. Controlling it. She'll get off the ice. Penn State gets the line change. Time and space for Wisconsin to exit. Potter eludes Janicki. Now sidesteps Stonehouse, but lost an edge as she went to the boards.
It was a good play though. Stonehouse, just enough body pressure there to get her off balance.
Roberts pulls up. Centering pass. Oh, a shot that was blocked.
Another good block shot there by Wisconsin.
That stunk Jungles a bit. Here come the Nittany Lions again. Pass over, and now a shot. Couldn't get through. Butsy calling for it, gets it back. Butsy will fire off a body again. Harvey with the block shot that's on. Good keep by Janicki. Stonehouse was potentially awaiting a feed there from Roberts. She'll get over to it in the corner. 2:18 to go. Penn State getting fresh bodies on the ice with the puck in the offensive zone. Pried off the wall by Harvey, though.
Here comes Harvey down the middle. Oh, trying to join the rush. So it's going to be interesting to see how Wisconsin fares. A little frustration you can see just in the body language there when the blocked pass there to Wisconsin is 0-3-1 in one-goal games this season. They are used to piling up the points. They have over 5 goals a game average. They're used to dominating opponents, so how are they going to respond? Under 2 minutes to go here, tie game. It's a do-or-die situation.
You can feel a collective anxiousness within Pegula right now. All of these fans on the edge of their seat with 1:51 to go in a 3-3 game.
Look well offside. There we go. They're tagging up.
Long feed, clean entry for Penn State. Dragging to the slot is Hall. Out in front of the net. Had Fantine there with her. Mentioned those two spent a lot of time on that after practice yesterday. And now the puck bleeds down the ice. Coming out to stop it is Disa. Battle behind the net. Eden in there. 75 points on the season. Hall. And she gets fended off by Outwater with 1:20 to go.
Great play there by Lacey Eden to jump in there, use her speed, use her tenacity, get in behind the wall, and create a 50-50 battle where Disa had to actually get the whistle blown. Eden's an amazing story. She was hoping to be on the 2022 Olympic team, one of the final cuts, and hoping again to be on the 2026 team. Didn't get the call she wanted, and then had to circle back and really put the team that was left here in Wisconsin on her back. And Mark Johnson really couldn't say enough good things about her.
Turnover. Edwards centering past Sims. Denied by Disa. Sims, who scored the game winner, the title a season ago, nearly had another winner there. Edwards tried to curl around Stecker, could not. Inside of the final minutes to go in regulation. Shapovalov couldn't handle that puck in the slot. Curling around is Janicki, who scored the game-tying goal to get us to 3-3. And it looks like Disa has an issue right now.
Disa, yeah, something's going on. Thought it might be an equipment, but it looks like it's more of a leg situation.
35 seconds to go. Roberts into the offensive zone. Leads it off. A shot and a save by McNaughton. Is the rebound still available? It is! Side of the net. Now they cover it up and blow it dead. Looks like Stonehouse, who went down side of the net there. Yep, that's Stonehouse with 27.9 to go. This game keeping our hearts racing down to the final seconds. Is overtime in store? Or is there some magic left on a stick in the final 27.9? Janicki back on the ice for Penn State. Huge face-off here. Janicki has it, lost it, available, poked out.
What a nifty stick there by Janicki. That would have been an odd man rush for Wisconsin.
Inside of the final 20 seconds of regulation. Up the wall, Cassie Hall. Stood up there by Butsy. Back-to-back AHA Defender of the Year. And for good reason. 2 seconds for Roberts. Off the leg of Potter to overtime we go for a spot in the national championship game. Stonehouse having some trouble, so we'll keep an eye on that. And right now, we are destined for OT. 3-3, a spot in the national title on the line. Let's send it to Natalie and the crew in the studio. Overtime, postseason hockey, a trip to the national championship on the line, a sold-out crowd, things you love to hear on a Friday night. 3-3, Penn State and Wisconsin after regulation as the teams get set to take the ice for OT. Jason Ross Jr., AJ Malesko, Madison Packer rejoining you from Pagula in front of a Frozen Four record 5,000 fans. AJ, let's take a look back at how we got here.
Yeah, you know, you got Penn State had 2 power play goals in the first period. Stonehouse having the second one right there. That gets them up 2-1 in the game. And then it's a blast from Layla Edwards on their own power play there, making it 2-2 in the second period. And then it would be all Shapovalov on the hard work, the goal, the puck retrieval behind the net, a wraparound. And then how about this game-tying goal? Talk about ice in your veins. Tessa Janicki opened the scoring, and then she gets that one with just a few minutes left in the game. I mean, that's clutch by definition.
So clutch. Speaking of clutch, you see Kirsten Sims and Layla Edwards in that shot, 2 of the clutchest players in the country. Katie Disa between the pipes for Penn State. Ava McNaughton for Wisconsin. Both have been utterly phenomenal in this game. And here we go to OT for a spot in the national championship.
Good to see Stonehouse out there. She had a tough time getting off the ice when the buzzer went at the end of the third period. And top line for Penn State will start this game. Start this overtime, rather. New game.
Janicki, who had the game-tying goal with under 5 minutes to go on the breakaway. 1 to go in the history books of Penn State women's hockey in their first ever Frozen Four. You see the last time we had a Frozen Four OT game. Well, you and I were there.
We were there just last year in Minnesota. What a game that was, too. Kirsten Sims, the hero, the game-tying goal with 18.9 seconds left on a penalty shot, and then she gets the overtime winner.
There is Harvey. She'll peel back over to Jungles, her D partner. Now below the goal line for Enright and back up to Jungles. Long shot, looking for the tip. Oh my gosh! That was inches away from winning this game. Beautiful deflection from Eden right on the doorstep. Now Eden takes a hit along the wall from Butsy. And Eden's slow to get up.
Penalty.
Yep.
You can see it right away. Janicki saw it right away, just body language. Frustration there, too.
Penn State 17, 2 minutes, boarding.
Here's a good look at it. It's just, that's undisciplined. These are good enough players. Control yourself in overtime. You don't need to do that. Here's a look at how close this game was being over in the first shift. Deflected off of Leah Stecker and just inches, game of inches. Oh, that's a great look too. Man, look at that.
Madison, what are you sensing out there between the benches right now?
A little bit of gamesmanship maybe from Coach Johnson. Penn State's a little frustrated, but
Wisconsin is challenging for a major penalty.
Wondering if he was challenging for a major penalty here. It is a dangerous play. You got Lacey Eden. Her back is to the play. She's in a vulnerable position.
I agree, AJ.
I mean, you know, to me, they're hyped up. I get it, but it's here. And slow motion's tough because it always looks a little bit more dramatic. But here, see Lacey in the way, and Butsy doesn't stop at all. It'll be interesting to see what they say. I understand why Mark is challenging this play.
And a little surprising to see that decision making in that moment, don't you think? In the overtime of a national championship contending game.
Dave Jackson, what are you seeing on this play?
Well, AJ, what I'm seeing here is every team has awarded a new timeout once overtime starts. So why not go for it? Why not challenge this and maybe get a major penalty out of it? I don't see this coming out as a major penalty. The player sort of hits sideways, is not propelled violently face first into the boards. I think this is just a Hail Mary trying to get the major penalty when you have a timeout to burn. Why not? But we never know. It all comes down to judgment here.
It comes down to judgment, absolutely, and the interpretation for the officials that are actually watching the video, which it's subjective, but Jax, I appreciate that. That's a great perspective, and why not take it? They've also now got a power play, gets a little reset, rest, and let their power play unit, who a lot of their players just were out there for the first 40 seconds, so this is sort of a de facto timeout in some ways.
Both teams get a timeout to begin OT.
Here you can see the replay review. I keep saying room. I guess it's just sort of a ledge here in Pegula Ice Center. But, you know, when we see this here, right after Lacey Eden goes down, you saw Tessa Janicki, you saw immediately her shoulders drop, and the ref behind the play called it. So she knew right away this was going to be a penalty. What do you got, Dave Jackson?
Yeah, AJ, for me, the reason I say this is 2 and not 5 is that the player was able to get their hands up. There was no full extension by the player making the hit. I think this is going to remain 2 minutes.
All the ice is confirmed. We have a minor penalty for boarding. Wisconsin loses its timeout.
That's why we pay you the big bucks, Dave Jackson.
Well, thank you, AJ. I appreciate that. But you know what? It just comes to being on the ice and sort of recognizing a call. And that's how I saw it. That's how the referee saw it. I agree with 2 minutes there.
The big bucks for the big stage, and now a big power play here, coming just 42 seconds into overtime. The #1 power play in the country. Shapovalov, Edwards, Harvey, Eden, and Sims out there.
Keep an eye on Layla Edwards.
Here's Sims, incredibly clutch in OT. Sims loads, fires, scores! Deja vu! Kirsten Sims sent Wisconsin to the national title game.
The play's under video review.
Well, Kirsten Sims, we were talking about clutch players on the other side, but the 2 huge goals last year that she scored, and I talk about her being a distributor. How about this snipe? Eyes up, just wires that puck over the glove side of Disa. Great face-off win. Wisconsin does so well with the face-off. They get possession, and then Penn State retreats a little bit. They come back. They weren't quite able. That's probably not what she intended on her celebration, but you know what? She's feeling no pain.
Goal on the ice is confirmed. We have a good goal.
100th career goal for Kirsten Sims. She had the OT game winner last year in the national title game and the OT game tying goal with just under 19 seconds left to go. And Tessa Janicki, what a career she has had here at Penn State. Her career will continue. But Disa as well, senior, playing her last game here at Pegula Ice Center. What a legacy this senior class leaves for these Penn State Nittany Lions. They're devastated right now, but they have so much to be proud of.
Kirsten Sims' 100th career goal, the very first of her career, came here in this building in 2022. Full circle journey. After scoring the game-winning goal in the national title last year, she sends the Badgers back to the national title with the game winner. Does she take the title of clutchest player in the country after that? Little throwback.
Who wants it? Mark Johnson says, who wants it? Sims, arm up, take the penalty shot after a puck over the glove over the puck in the crease. They call this penalty shot. 18.9 seconds left in regulation. Lacey Eden takes a shot and Kirsten Sims buries the rebound. Fast forward a year, Wisconsin down a goal, up a goal, game tied. They get a power play and Kirsten Sims buries the winner. Clutch performer.
Madison, what was the energy like down there? Take a look at the updated bracket. Ohio State, Wisconsin for the national championship on Sunday. A rematch once again between two teams that know each other so well and know each other so well in the biggest of stages. Kirsten Sims comes up big again. Wow. Send it back to the studio. Catch our breath after that one.